Hello, welcome back. So in this tutorial, we're going to be looking at creating a standard mortar silo inside Revit. So this is going to be this tutorial is going to be involving using families, loadable families, and then we're going to create some of our own, and then assemble everything inside our project workspace. So we are not going to create the entire thing under a family template, but we're gonna create a family and then we're gonna load some families and then assemble everything inside our project workspace. Okay, so without further ado, I think we can start. So let's start by establishing our grids. So we're gonna place some grids. So let's offset this by, this is gonna be 2.4 instead of 2.5. Let's make this one is to 200, center it, and let's place the other grids running across like this. So let's name this A, and then let's offset this by 2.4, and then yeah, it's gonna be like this. All right, so in this instance, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna place some reference planes. So these reference planes, they're gonna be used as a basis of placing slanted columns, which are going to be used as a support for our um, silo component structure. Okay, so we're gonna offset them from the grids on all the sides by 500 millimeters like this. And then in this instance, I'm gonna go to the south elevation, and on the south elevation, I'm gonna reduce this by 2.5. So if I go back to the side elevation, I'm gonna go to insert, load Autodesk family, and then I'm gonna go under, let's go with English and say United Kingdom, and I'm gonna go with structural columns, steel, and then British standards, and then circular hollow section and say load. So in this instance, the size I'm gonna go with is, let's go with 114.3 by 10 and say okay. And then I'm gonna go under structure. Under structure, I'm gonna choose column. Make sure you make it a slanted column, and then you're gonna pick this point. Actually, let's set our constraints first. Your base level is gonna be level 1, top level is gonna be level 2, and then make sure you set the base offset to 0, and then you're gonna place it like this. Okay, you're gonna do the same thing this side, do the same thing that side, and then the same thing that side. So if we open up the 3D view, this is how it looks. So going back to the side, let's change this to fine so that it shows like this. Okay, so in this instance, we are done. So I think we can um, place some like foundations. So let's say isolated. We're gonna load them in. Let's go to insert and say load Autodesk family. I'm gonna say structural foundations and say pad foundation and say load. So let's go with 1.5 by 750 structure under foundation isolated, and then I'm gonna place them like this. They seem too big, but I think it can work in our case. It's fine. Okay, so in this instance, the only thing left is to create the silo itself. So let's go under file and say new family, and then we're gonna go with a metric, let's say site, and say open. So I'm gonna establish some reference planes inside our plan. So let's offset this by, it's going to be 2005 divided by 2, which is 1 to 50, 1 to 50, 1 to 50, 1 to 50. So I'm going to go to the front elevation. On the front elevation, I'm going to say reference plane again. Let's place a horizontal one like this. And I'm going to change the depth to 3720. Okay. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to place, I'm going to go under reference level and say create extrusion. I'm going to place a circle around this, and let's place another one at 1.1. It's fine. I'm gonna say finish, go to the front elevation. I'm gonna drag this to the very top, lock it, and then we're gonna place our discharge cone. So for that, we can go under structure, create, and let's place a reference plane down there. And then the depth of this, I think we can make it, let's say 1.5, or actually let's make it 1,000. No, 1.5. So I'm gonna go under create and say revolve. I'm gonna place a boundary line right in the actually the axis line, not the boundary line. Okay, and let's place a boundary line after the axis line. So this is gonna be this is gonna be the basis of modeling our geometry. And I'm gonna take this to the left by, let's say, 125, and then to the right, sorry, and then place it diagonally like this, close it down like that. Actually, let's increase this. Yes. So I'm gonna say finish. Let's close this down. I'm gonna say finish, and if I go to the 3D view, this is how it looks. So I think one thing that is that I don't agree with is there isn't a void if we use revolve. So if I do this, let's remove this. Go back to the front elevation. Let's say swap the blend for two profiles. Sketch path, I'm gonna place it like this. I'm gonna say finish and say select profile 1, edit profile. Let's open up the 3D view. I'm gonna say pick lines. I'm gonna pick these lines. Okay, we cannot create more than one loop. Let's remove this. And I'm gonna say finish and say actually let's say undo. I'm gonna say undo. I'm gonna keep that revolve. Let's go to front elevation again and say void forms and say swept void swept blend. Let's say sketch path. We're gonna place it like this. So profile 1 is there, profile 2 is there. Let's say finish. Select profile 1, edit profile. Let's edit it in the 3D view. Let's set this to wireframe. I'm gonna say pick lines and then select these lines right inside the inner diameter. Finish and say profile 2, edit profile. I'm gonna set the offset to, let's say, 10. Place it like this and say finish, say finish. And then it's gonna cut it like this. So if I change this to realistic and say cut, let's select the void, select the geometry, and it's gonna cut it like that. Okay, so actually, if I go to the front elevation, I'm gonna unlock this. So the depth of this, I'm gonna change it to let's say 3720 divided by 2, which is that. Let's copy another one and constrain to the top. So this is gonna be the low level sensor and then the top level sensor. Okay, and then we're gonna place the dome lid at the top. So for the dome lid, let's say create. I'm gonna place a reference plane on top, and then the depth of this we can make it 350, and say create revolve axis line. I'm gonna place it right in the middle, boundary line, and then I'm gonna place it like this. Let's take this to the top by let's say 100, and then I'm gonna say start and radius arc, place it between these two, and then I'm gonna place it like this. You can assume your own radius and your own angle when it comes to that, and say finish. And then there you have it. You have your dome lid, and then you have the top level sensor, high level sensor, and then your low level sensor. So if you select the extrusions, we can go under the material, and then I'm gonna change the material to let's say aluminum. Okay, all right, and there we have it. I think we can load this in. I'm gonna place it, let's go to the side. I'm gonna place it right in the middle like that. Go to the south elevation, change this to fine. So if I select this, I'm gonna drag it to the top. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure from the bottom of the discharge cone, select this, and then the offset we can set it to 1792. Actually, let's set it to 1.5. We can say or 2000. I mean 1250. Sorry. Yes. Okay. So in this instance, what we can do is um, we can. I'm gonna have to place some bracings between these supports. So I'm trying to think of a way to do that. So I'm gonna go under insert and say load Autodesk family. So let's go under structural columns again, and British Standard Steel circular hollow sections. I'm gonna load in the smaller sizes. Let's go with the 60.3 by 5 and say okay. So I'm gonna go under the side. Let's change this to wireframe. I'm gonna say structure and say I don't know. Let's go with bracing and see. I'm gonna okay bracing. It works with beams, not columns. So if I say columns, I'm gonna place it. Uh, let's offset this by 1.4. It's fine. And then place it like this. Change the size to 60, and let's go to the 3D view and see how it looks. So it looks like that. So I'm gonna go back to side. I'm gonna change it. Let's place it from the left. I'm gonna offset it by 1.4 and place it at the angle of 5 degrees, and let's change the size. While we edit, I'm gonna mirror it to the other side so they can be crossing. So this is how it looks. Perfect. So if I select them on the 3D view, go back to the side, I'm gonna mirror them towards the other side. And if I go back to the 3D view, this is this is how it looks. Okay, so I think the next thing we can do is, I think for this we can, let's remove these footings. I'm gonna go under architecture and say model in place. I'm not a fan of this, but I'm just gonna place it, and there's no plates or anything. Okay, base, nothing. Steel, nothing. So I'm just gonna say generic model. Let's say extrusion. Gonna place a rectangle like this. Let's offset this by 200, and let's make it 400, and then let's offset it from there by 400. Let's offset this there by 400. Let's say finish. Go to the south elevation. Let's drag it to the bottom, and then the depth of this we can make it 200. Okay, so let's select this, mirror it towards the other side, and then if we select the two, we can change it to steel plate and say finish. Okay, so this is how it looks. I think obviously you can apply perhaps some bracings on the other side, but yeah, I think that's up to you in that point. You can go to the south elevation, the side plan, I mean, and say column again. Let's offset this by 1.4 again, and then place it at the correct angle. Change the size, and then mirror it like this. Let's select the two, mirror them towards the other side, and this is how it looks. Okay, so yeah, that's a basic standard mortar silo that you can generate. It's very indicative, but the level of detail is not that refined. I would say it's LOD 200, and yeah, it's a representative, and you can just use it for visualization or whatever purpose you want. But in this instance, there we have it, the standard Mortar Silo. Thank you guys for watching. And if you want these files, you can join my Patreon. If you want more thorough and much more interesting tutorials, you can join my YouTube memberships. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.